WSJ.
Game time. That makes it the perfect time for a flight by Yuengling. At just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and packed with flavor, Flight is the next generation of light beer from the oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever you buy beer, and the Cubs need to get back on track. That a tough loss yesterday. Phillies were bombing away early. Hopefully the Cubs can maybe do that today, Patrick.
That sounds like a good plan to me, Ron. It is warm. It feels like the middle of July. It's actually the middle of April. 82 degrees. At game time, the ball should carry if you hit it solidly tonight.
It is going to fly all over the ballpark. Watch batting practice earlier today, and, you know, this is one of those parks that the weather, a lot like Wrigley, can dictate what kind of park this is to hit in. It's 86 degrees on their scoreboard right now. Ball's going to jump.
Game time temperature of 82, sponsored by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Four Seasons. Cubs in the traveling grays as Nico Hoerner steps in. We are ready for baseball. Nola not wearing the long sleeve shirt. Some of the Phillies have the red jersey underneath, but Nola going bare armed. Here's the pitch on the way to Nico. Fastball in for a strike, and away we go. Cubs have their gray shirts and trousers, red numbers on their backs, blue hats and helmets, blue sleeves and socks. Nico wearing white shoes. Many of his teammates wear the white shoes. Phillies in their home whites with red pinstripes all over. Nola coming back 0-1 to Hoerner. Nico hits a ground ball to short, scooped up by Turner, and the throw to first in time to get a hustling Nico Hoerner. Ron, what's the plan against Aaron Nola?
Well, you got a couple different plans. For the right-handed hitters, the fastball, whether it's four-seam or two-seam, is going to run into you. And then also the changeup is going to do the same thing. But he'll throw more sliders, obviously, to the righties, and that's that sweeping breaking ball. The changeup, though, for the left-handed hitter, it's the back and forth. He's got two fastballs, and that one inside that starts out at the front hip and breaks over the inside corner, that's his out pitch against the left-handers.
Michael Busch takes a strike. Cubs leadoff man presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If a Cubs leadoff hitter gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $200 to area service dog charities. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Busch fouls one away, 0-2. Uniform descriptions we gave you, sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. The big right-hander Nola fires, and that's going to be down low and outside for a ball. Mark Wegner is the home plate umpire. Bruce Dreckman at first. Second base arbiter Carlos Torres. And Nate Tomlinson to make the impartial decisions at third. Now the 1-2. Busch strikes out swinging. Got him on a curveball. The announcement of the umpire sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. 2 down, no score, just underway. Alex Bregman ready to step in.
Yeah, pretty nice off-speed pitch there. That's the thing about Nola. You know, to the lefties, it's really the back and forth of speed that he relies on to get the outs and the strikeouts.
Bregman chops it foul. Ron, there is a great young fan listening back home. His name is Andre Lewis, celebrating birthday number 31 today. And it is our pleasure to say happy birthday to you, Andre. I know you're going through some very tough times. He works with the Cubs, and he's going through a rough patch. But he listens all the time and is a great fan of the Cubs, listens to Cubs radio all the time. But, Andre, we want you to hang in there the best that you can. We want you to be around all season, as the Cubs just might be in October playing in the World Series, and we don't want you to miss that.
Yep.
Here's the pitch on the way, taken for strike 3 called. Bregman is out on strikes. Nola works 1, 2, 3, but a very, very happy 31st birthday to Andre Lewis.
Happy birthday, Andre.
A great Cub fan listening in back home. Cubs do nothing in the first. Phillies coming up. This is The Score on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network. Some 8 days ago in Cleveland against the Guardians, he is only expected to work an inning, maybe two at the very most. But what can we expect from Riley Martin, Ron?
Well, I think the thing about Martin that's been so impressive, as you said, he made his major league debut, but he comes in and he throws strikes. I mean, there's nothing. He's got a good arm. He's got good breaking pitch and a good lively fastball. But, you know, he's gonna throw the ball over and take his chances and make pitches. And that's why he is the guy that Craig Counsell is going to here early in the ballgame.
First pitch is taken in there for a called strike. Trey Turner leading off, hitting .254. Turner has some pop. He was 1 for 4 last night. The next pitch popped up, foul, down the right field line. Chasing the ball is Bush, and it's actually in fair territory now as Suzuki comes over and makes the catch right along the right field line. The angle that I saw Bush taking told me foul ball, but then Seiya came in and made the grab just in fair territory. No score. We're in the bottom of the first. In the batter, Kyle Schwarber.
And his first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Kyle Schwarber put on a show last night with 2 home runs. He swings away and fouls away. He hit the first 2 pitches he saw for home runs. He drove in 3. He scored 4 runs. And he was the main man for the Phillies last night, Kyle Schwarber. Here's the next offering. In there for a called strike. I was reading about Kyle. He's always been very charitably minded. Ron, his father was either a policeman or a fireman in Middleton, Ohio. And he met with a bunch of local firefighters and paid for their lunch. And they raised a lot of money. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. But Kyle still, he's always been great with people, great people skills, and very generous with his time. And he spent part of the day treating some firemen to lunch here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he was down here early before the game when you and I first got here, and they were all down in behind home plate here in the lower boxes, and he was talking to all of them.
Bryce Harper hits a fly ball to center. It's deep, but it's playable for Pete Crow Armstrong. He's got it. And Riley Martin works a 1-2-3. First inning in his first major league start. It remains to see how much longer he'll work tonight. That might be it. We've played 1, no score. Cubs and Phillies on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk to start your day.
Hits every time. Huh?
All right, Zach's second inning. There has not yet been a base runner for either team. Aaron Nola, he's been a good one. 20 games over 500 for his career, 110 wins, 90 losses. Born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. First-round pick, 7th overall selection by the Phillies. He spent his entire career here with the Phils. First pitch in there for a strike to Ian Happ. I was also interested to read, Ron, that he made 2 starts for Italy in the recent World Baseball competition. Here comes the 0-1 pitch now on the way to Ian Happ. And Ian tries to hold up, gets fooled on a breaking ball, and swings and misses, 0-2.
And it's no surprise that Italy did very well in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, he made a couple of starts for them. Nola lost his last outing in San Francisco against the Giants as Happ swings and fouls it back. He gave up 3 runs, and they all came on 1 swing by Rafael Devers. He hit a 3-run homer against Nola, and that was the difference in the game. And that was Nola's loss. He also has a win so far this year. Big, strong right-hander, 6'2", 210-pounder. And the pitch, line toward right, base hit. Out of the range of a diving Stott. And that's going to be a leadoff single for Ian Happ. And it brings up Seiya Suzuki.
Well, Nola's going to end up throwing in the low to mid 90s. He'll get up to about 94 maybe at his best, but so far he's been at 92 with the heater. Speed Gun is always powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Cubs have fallen a couple of games under 500 here early in the year. Trying to get even in this series after losing last night. Seiya Suzuki takes a strike. I'm guessing, Ron, if you were still playing for the Cubs as you were in 2001, that you would go up there swinging at one of the first 2 pitches thrown by Aaron Nola.
Well, he's not going to walk a lot of guys, that's for sure. We know that.
The 0-1 is a fastball in on the hands.
And he, to me, when you know a guy's get good stuff and he's back and forth, to me, I would look for a certain pitch early in my at-bat, a certain speed, and I would be on that speed against him. And he's a big sweeping breaking ball, good fastball.
Seiya drives it foul, slicing into the stands down the right field line. Fans still arriving here at Citizens Bank Park. Big audience last night, 36,000 plus. And it looks like we're headed in that same direction tonight. Phillies have been a good team. They've been in the playoffs 4 consecutive years. And now Seiya bounces one to third, gloving it as Sosa throws to second. One, the throw to first, not in time. They get the lead man on the 5-4 fielder's choice. One away, no score, second inning. The batter, Moises Ballesteros.
Feel Like a Bosch prediction brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. As well as, as warm as it is here, and feel like a Bosch. As well as, as warm as it is here, and very little wind. This is not a very big ballpark when you go from straight right or straight left to the corners. My prediction tonight, like last night, there's going to be some home runs hit in this ball game tonight. Probably more than 3, I would think, before it's all said and done.
Nice warm night.
Could we bottle this for like the next month and just roll right in the summer?
It is just perfect. Left-handed batting Ballesteros swings and misses on an off-speed pitch, 0-1.
Defensive alignment. It's sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling, handle. Learn more at Fitzgerald.com. They're playing Ballesteros a little around to the pull side.
Moises takes outside. Okay, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll be here again tomorrow night for the series finale. Thursday is an off day for the Cubs. Friday afternoon, the Cubs are at Wrigley and the New York Mets come to town. The Mets are struggling. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Ballesteros. Off-speed pitch that time, 1-2.
Ballesteros was on time with that breaking ball, but the only problem was Nola threw a good pitch and threw it just below the zone. It ended up about ankle high.
Mets have lost 6 in a row. They've only scored 9 runs in those 6 games, so their offense is just really having a hard time putting numbers on the board. The 1-2. Line drive, base hit to center. Ballesteros went up and got that pitch up around the letters and able to muscle a line drive into center. Good handwork before the swing.
Well, in that at bat, I saw Ballesteros. He was on time with the slow breaking ball, and then he caught up with the high fastball. So that is a really good sign for the Cubs. And to your point, what you were just talking about being aggressive, he was up there ready to hit. He had a bullet back through the middle.
Now 2 men on, 1 away. Carson Kelly, the batter. Kelly 1 for 2 last night, off to a good start, hitting .317, and he'll take a strike. 0-1. The Mets at Wrigley for 3 games this weekend. Mets have already suffered 4 shutout losses this season. Season just began.
Wow.
Now the 0-1 on the way. Kelly hits a ground ball to short. Turner to second for 1, over to first. That's a double play. Cubs don't score, leave one, middle of inning number 2, 0-0 game. Cubs and Phillies on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
104.3 The Score. This is the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Monday, April 20th is DePaul University night. Fans who purchase tickets through Cubs.com/specials will receive a Cubs and DePaul New Era cap. Don't miss this offer. Pat?
Colin Ray now is going to do the pitching for the Cubs. Excellent job by Riley Martin as the opener. He worked a 1-2-3 inning, and now Colin Ray will go to work on Adolis Garcia, Brandon Marsh, and JT Realmuto. First pitch is in there for a strike. Ron, what are the keys for Colin Ray?
Well, he's all about command, the back and forth, and pitching to the edges of the strike zone. But he's got more fastball than what most people give him credit for. He can be up around 95 and even touch 96. So he's got a good heater. But the thing about Ray is he throws strikes with movement.
Adolis Garcia, the batter, takes high for a ball, 1-2.
How about the job by Martin coming in?
Excellent.
1, 2, 3. Some of the best hitters in our game, and he had a nice clean inning to start this ball game. Excellent job by Riley Martin.
Every young guy wants to do well for the simple reason that they want to stay in the big leagues.
Right.
Garcia 2 for 4 last night, former Texas Ranger. Hits a high fly ball to deep center. Going back, Pete Crow Armstrong near the track with room, gloves it for out number 1. Scoreless game, second inning, the batter, Brandon Marsh.
I think the hitters on both sides will kind of have that same game plan, right? Both guys like to throw strikes. They're going to throw the ball over the plate, so you might as well be aggressive if you're a hitter.
Marsh, long hair, beard, but a very good ball player, hitting .304. He lashed out 3 hits last night. He's a good athlete. He plays well defensively and left. He runs the bases very well. And he's got some power. This guy's already driven in 11 runs this season. Brandon Marsh. Here's the pitch taken high for a ball.
Reacted just looking here just off to our left, and then first pitch foul ball. Went into the stands in the upper deck just to our left. And a guy in a Phillies jersey made a one-handed catch with his probably 2-year-old in his lap.
Marsh lines a base hit into left center. It's a 1-out single. No score, a man at first, and the batter JT Realmuto. So the youngster okay?
Yeah, the dad made the catch. He has the little guy in the left arm, and boom, snagged the ball out of the air and right. That's pretty good. He's a candidate already for catch of the game.
Sounds like he might have been a former running back as a
yeah. Right.
Holding the ball and fending off defenders with the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's none of my business, really, as JT Realmuto stands in and takes a strike.
I've learned on Cubs radio we make a lot of things our business.
JT Realmuto, the batter. Realmuto, open stance, one of the best hitting catchers in the game and has been for a long time. Drives one in the air to left down the line, curling foul. Over to take a look is Happ. No play for Ian.
And strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
Realmuto had a good night last night. 3 for 5. He drove in 3 runs. Has the feet very close together and almost no crouch in his stance. Here's a chopper slowly hit toward third. Going to be a tough play. That's a base hit. A swinging bunt by Marsh. It bounced high in the air. It may have hit the plate. And then the next time it bounced was over near the third baseline. It was Colin Ray who came the closest. He was going to try to grab it, but it didn't bounce high enough. And even had he barehanded the ball, I don't think he had a play, Ron.
No, he doesn't. He's got to go a long way. This ball's close to the line. And when you chop that ball as a right-hander down a third base line like that, it has topspin on it, so that second hop, it bounces, goes up, and then that second hop hits and kind of skids towards the third base line. It stayed fair, but no real chance for Ray.
Bryson Stott, the second baseman, will take ball one.
Pitching changes by the Cubs. We've already had one today with Martin starting the game. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Stott was 1 for 4 last night. And he'll look at a pitch in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Phillies are right at the 500 mark early in the year. Now Colin Ray glancing back at the runner, delivers to the plate, swing and a miss. Pretty good fastball, 1-2. What's on your mind here, Ron?
I like you got a couple options. You can elevate the fastball, and Stott will chase that high heater. But that to me is that's the pitch here. You know, the other issue is with one out, do you go with something off speed, try to get the rollover ground ball? Turn a pair.
One away. Here's the ground ball to first. Fielded by Bush. Go to second. Nope, he's going to go to first. He turned and looked at second as if he was going to throw there. He decided instead, for whatever reason, to just get the one sure thing. He ran over and stepped on first for out number 2, but now runners at second and third with 2 down.
This ball's hit sharply to Michael, and Real Muto does something interesting, Pat. This is, smart baseball. Instead of running at the bag, he ran way out of the baseline to the right to cut down the throwing lane for Michael Bush. So instead, Bushy just eats the ball and just goes over and tags the bag. But smart play by Real Muto, and he's a big dude, and he was way out of the baseline, but really blocking that throwing lane.
I've never seen a guy called out for running out of the baseline on a play like that, Ron.
No, me neither.
As Sosa swings and fouls it back. Now, technically, if he is more than 3 feet out of the baseline in swerving in that manner that you described, and he gets hit in the back, they could call him out, I think.
They could.
But you just never see it.
I sure wouldn't want to be the guy throwing the ball like that and have that happen. I wouldn't take the chance on that.
Here comes the 1-1, a check swing, no swing. Boy, that was close. Sosa did not swing, and now the count 2-1.
Get another look here. Oh, yeah, I don't think Dreckman saw that one real well. That was a strike.
Big spot here. Runners at second and third. 2 down, the 2-1. Fly ball, left center, pretty well hit. Deep left center, and gone. 3-run homer. Edmundo Sosa. Phillies lead 3-0.
I think this is a breaking ball, and it ends up going away, but not down. And Sosa, as soon as he hits this ball, he knows it's gone. Yeah, that's just a breaking ball up and out over the plate.
And it got way up over the fence in deep left center. Probably about a 430-foot drive. Sosa's first of the year, and the Cubs play from behind. 3-0 Phillies. Justin Crawford swings and fouls it back, 0-1.
Now, tonight's going to be another one of those nights. It's a good hitter's night, so got to put your hitting shoes on and be ready for one of those ball games.
Foul down the left field line, out of play. It's 409 to the wall, just to the right of where that ball left the yard. That might have been more like 440. Fastball, strike 3 called, ends the inning. Crawford caught looking. Phillies score 3 on 3 hits. We go to inning number 3. Phillies 3, Cubs.
Railing everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Pat?
All right, Zach, let's see if the Cubs can answer back now. The Phillies on the home run by the number 8 hitter, Edmundo Sosa, a 3-run homer. And the Cubs are behind 3-0. Pete Crow Armstrong first up, then Dansby Swanson and Nico Horner It's time for the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Pete 1 for 5 last night. The left-handed batter will swing away and foul it away. Dansby Swanson in the on-deck circle. Well, a guy that does not walk very many hitters under any circumstance, Aaron Nola, now with a 3-run lead, would probably not walk very many at all.
Isn't that the truth?
Here comes the 0-1. Line drive down the right field line. Base hit. It's going to go all the way into the corner. Pete's going to have a double as Garcia plays it off the wall. It's a leadoff two-bagger for Pete Crow Armstrong. There's a good start.
Yep, second high fastball that's been hammered by a left-handed hitter, and both of them started out inner half and went outer half. Ballesteros hit a bullet up the middle, and now Pete hooks this ball into the corner. So good start here in the third for the Cubs.
I'll start the guessing in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. I'm going to say 35,153. 35153. Dansby Swanson checks in. Dansby will take a strike.
I will say 36,000 flat.
Zach Zaidman is going to make his guess.
I'm going to go 37,000 on the dot.
Wow, more than yesterday, huh? Did you hit the streets of Philadelphia yesterday or something?
That's not for air, Coop.
We established early in the ball game that we've made everything available for air.
Was that a movie, The Streets of Philadelphia?
Song by Bruce Springsteen, right?
Here's the 0-1 down low for a ball. How does part of that song go, Ronnie? You're a gifted singer. I'd love to hear a little of it.
So gifted, you got to make me an offer.
Streets of Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure I know I've heard it.
Yes, you have. Kind of a somber song.
Here comes the 1-1 taken outside for a ball. So not quite as bouncy as Glory Days.
No, definitely not. No, the movie with Tom Hanks was a sad story.
Here comes the 2-1. Bouncing ball to third, one hop to Sosa. Crow Armstrong's going to go to third after the throw to first, and he beats the throw. Out at first is Swanson. You could just see Pete waiting for Sosa to make the throw across the diamond. And Pete able to advance after the toss. So the Cubs have a man at third with one away. It's a little bit of a risky move, but Pete always seems to have good instincts, Ron.
Well, it's a risky move if you run average. If you can fly like Pete, you take your secondary and just hold your ground at second base. There's nobody there covering the bag. And Sosa will give you a look, but if you just hold your ground, he's got to take 2 hops and then throw. And as his arm starts cocking back, you can almost take off, and it's exactly what Pete did. Very good base run.
Here's Nico Horner taking a curveball outside. Now Nico's batting with one away, infield back. Cubs trailing 3-0 here in the third. What's the approach, Ron?
Well, you got to put this ball in play. You really don't want to get to 2 strikes against Nola. So I would think Nico's going to try to stay in the middle to right center against Nola.
Fastball strike on the inside edge.
And Nola thinks the same thing. That's why he threw that 2-seamer inside. The thing Nico does not want to do is hook that ground ball hard to Sosa at third.
1 ball and 1 strike on Nico Horner. And the pitch to Nico. Fastball right down the middle for a called strike. Nico got caught looking for something else. Now 2 strikes, he's got to protect.
Got to put the ball in play. Nico knows that.
Horner with 10 RBIs. Leads the team in that category. Here's the pitch. Nico pokes it foul over toward the Phillies dugout. Spoiled a pretty good breaking ball.
Yep. I think that's what he got caught looking at with one strike to be strike two. I think he was expecting to get that slider for the rollover ground ball and zip the heater on him.
Good gap in left center for Nico. He takes outside for a ball. Crawford, the center fielder, shading him toward right center, while Marsh, the left fielder, plays straight away. You could land a small airplane in left center right now if you knew what you were doing. Here comes the 2-2. And Nico hits a looper down the right field line, foul, and dropping untouched. There's a lot of room in foul territory here in Philly. I would say it's among the top 3 or 4 in the league regarding space in foul territory. A good 90 feet between, well, I'd say 80 feet between the bases and the grandstand area on each side. And about 80 feet behind the plate to the backstop. There's a ground ball toward the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Nico with an RBI single takes a big turn as Pete Crow Armstrong comes in to score. He got it past the pitcher Nola, and Nico gets his 11th RBI. Cubs are on the board. It's now a 3-1 ball game.
Well, it looked like to me that was a little cutter is what it looked like. Nola tried to throw it away. Yep, that's exactly what it was, and Nico was not going to hook the ball. He was going to stay through the middle. He does and hits a bullet back through the middle for a base hit, and he just continues to have great at-bat after great at-bat with runners in scoring position.
Here's Michael Busch. Nola to Busch, and the pitch on the way. Bouncing ball foul toward first.
Pat, I got a big birthday wish. My business partners, their dad turns 85 today, Jim Mandrella. He goes by Mouse, but he turned 85. He's come watch us play all the time. Big Cub fan. But how about this? He played in the Little League World Series back in the 50s for the team out of Joliet. 1953, played in the Little League World Series, but they're having a little get-together for him. Happy birthday, Mouse.
What a great thrill for him. I bet he's got some memories of that Little League World Series still. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Michael Busch. Horner bluffing at first. The pitch on a check swing is taken inside, and no swing is the call by the third base umpire Nate Tomlinson when they appeal to him. Nico bluffing, stealing. He doesn't do that a lot.
Right.
I'm thinking he may have not gotten a good jump, and he decided to abort the mission early. Now the 2-1 ground ball right side, base hit right field. Horner around second. He's going to go to third. The throw by Garcia across the diamond, and Nico is going to be out. Garcia has a good throwing arm. Nico a little bit shaken up maybe over at third. He went in head first. He's slow to get up.
I don't know if he hit his face on the ground or because of the tag, but he is walking off the field now with the manager, with Counsell and Nick Frangella.
Seems to be walking okay. He went in head first. The throw beat him, and the third baseman Sosa was there waiting as Nico went in head first. There was a slight collision. Nico appeared to not have anything wrong with his legs as he walked off, so that's good.
I think, Pat, when he died, I think he hits his head on the knee of Sosa. The helmet hits the knee of Sosa.
2 down now. Bregman the batter, and he'll take a strike. Cubs have had 3 hits among their 4 batters in the inning against Aaron Nola. They have 1 run, but now 2 down. Nico thrown out at third on a good throw by Garcia from right. Bregman checks his swing, and he'll take a ball. 1-1 on Bregman.
Wait, Garcia's throw to third base all the way on the fly in the air, a line drive. Just a great throw from Garcia.
Here comes the 1-1, fouled away. You know what surprised me, Ron, was how much room he covered. He charged that base hit in right, and it wasn't really all that long of a throw for him to make. And I think that played a role in the play.
No doubt. And the thing about that is Nico does not see that. When you take off, you see that ball go past you. You know he's playing deep, and that's all you remember. That's what you see, and then you're going. And really, you're not going to use the third base coach on that. That's a play. You're going to make your own decision going into second base, whether you're going first to third.
Bregman with a count of 2-2. Cubs trail 3-1 in the third. Short lead by Bush at first. Bregman hits a ground ball toward the middle. That's off the glove of a diving shortstop Turner, a base hit. So the Cubs have 4 hits among the 5 batters in the inning. They now have 2 on with 2 down, and the batter is Ian Happ.
Well, now you really need a big swing of the bat from the Cubs, right? That's exactly what Philadelphia got. They got the big 3-run homer. Cubs need big swing, an extra base hit, or a bomb here from Ian.
Phillies will have a little conference on the mound. Cleanup hitter for the Cubs is Ian Happ. A cleanup hitter for the Cubs, sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your All-Star Frigidaire kitchen today at grandappliance.com. Nice to have Grand Appliance back on Cubs radio.
Doubles by Cubs hitters. We had a leadoff double by Pete. Sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense.
Caleb Cotham is the pitching coach for the Phillies.
This third, while we get a little time. Third inning is sponsored by Consumers Credit Union. People in your corner who stand up for you wherever you go.
Cubs with a run in. Pete Crow Armstrong led off the inning with a double. He scored on a base hit by Horner. Bush and Bregman have singled. 2 outs, 2 on, a run in. Cubs trail 3-1.
Again now, Pat, big gap in left center field for Ian.
He's batting left-handed against Nola. And Happ swings and misses.
It's that changeup we were talking on. It was a good one. Just off the outside corner at the knees.
Ian does not frequently swing at the first pitch, but he did on that one. And now it's 0-1. Little breeze picks up, blowing toward left. Happ takes an off-speed pitch down low, and it's 1-1. This has been one of the classic rivalries all the way back to 1883. Cubs and Phillies, 2 of the older franchises, along with the Pirates. The Cardinals have been around a long time. Lots of memories and competition. The 1-1 is a fastball high. Nola, like most controlled pitchers, when he misses, it's only by a couple of inches, not by a wide margin.
Yeah, he tried to throw the high fastball, and Ian didn't chase. But you're right at the top of the zone.
Now the veteran Nola coming back. Happ drives one in the air to left. Back goes Marsh. That ball is going to be off the top of the wall. A run scores. It's going to be an RBI double for Ian Happ. The Cubs are going to challenge, thinking the ball might have been over the fence and that it possibly might be changed to a home run. So it was very close, Ron. What did you see?
Well, I think exactly what you said. Now, what you got to look at, I think Mark Wegner's going to ask the crew to say this is a chance for a home run, and the ball was above the padding. So
the call in the field is that the ball was in play. This is a crew chief review for a possible home run.
So the umpires can make their own, decision on making not really a challenge, but just make sure that the ball stayed in the park for their call or went out of the park.
It was a good call. It hit the fence and it was on the field of play.
My question would be, is that orange stripe with advertisement in the park, or is that over the wall for it to be a home run? I'm not, to be honest with you, I don't know the ground rules.
That's a very good point, Ron.
Right,
because
that's past the outfield padded wall, but not by much. I mean, you're talking about, a few inches, 3 or 4 inches, but the ball hit that orange stripe going across. I guess we'll find out what the ground rules are real quick here. But it definitely hit the top of that.
This instant replay being looked at over and over and over. We'll get the final verdict here momentarily. Instant replays and managerial challenges. Whenever they take a second look, a second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. A long deliberation. No question where the ball hit. This surprises me, Ron, that it's taking this long. How about you?
Well, did it hit the railing or did it hit the orange padding? And we're going to find out here in 1 second.
After review, the call is confirmed. It was a live ball.
It was a live ball, meaning it's a double for Ian Happ and not a home run.
You like to get these calls right. It's good that the umpiring crew had just took a look at it themselves. So it's a double for Ian, and he drives in the Cubs' second run.
It's now a 3-2 lead for the Phillies. Cubs putting a nice little rally together against a quality pitcher here in the inning. 4 straight hits, and 5 of the 6 batters have hits. Here's Seiya Suzuki. Swing and foul back. 0-1. Thinking about Ian Happ, I remember on Independence Day, I believe a couple of years ago, he had a 6 RBI game against these Phillies. And he had homers from both sides of the plate. Here comes the 0-1. Curveball floats outside. Now you wonder if the number of pitches in this one inning alone is becoming an issue for Nola.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He has thrown a lot of pitches and been getting hit in this inning.
Happ's RBI, his 8th of the year. Bregman went to third. Not Horner, but Michael Busch scored the run on that double to the opposite field by Ian Happ.
Good take on that last pitch by Suzuki. That breaking ball down and away. He's forcing Nola to get back in the zone with that sweeping hook.
Ducks on the pond, second and third, 2 down. Cubs already with 7 hits in the first 3 innings against Aaron Nola.
Nola stepped off. He did not like the pitch selection that they had and chose a different pitch.
Now the 2-1. Seiya swings and misses. Must have been a lot of movement on that pitch because it was not in a great location, right about belt high.
Yeah, big sweeping hook again from Nola.
Seiya looking for his first home run of the year. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a fastball. But the Cubs put together a rally in which they score twice. On 5 hits, they leave a pair middle of inning number 3.
More rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Bottom 3, Phillies 3, Cubs 2, 82 degrees at the moment in Philadelphia. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Pat?
Thanks, Zach. Zach will be along in the 5th inning to work with Ron Coomer. Our engineer, Pat Kinane, here in Philadelphia. We're all set. Bottom of inning number 3, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, and Bryce Harper against Colin Ray. First pitch on the way to Trey Turner is a strike.
Well, Colin Ray now, offense gave him 2 runs, so Cubs right back in this game with a 1-run deficit. See if Colin Ray can put up a nice clean inning here in the 3rd.
We'll be right back out here again tomorrow night. Shota Imanaga against Jesus Luzardo. Lefty against lefty. That's tomorrow night. Same time as this evening. 5:40 in the afternoon starting time. Thursday is an off day. The Cubs and the Mets at Wrigley Field all weekend long. 3 straight day games. Turner nubs it foul. I was talking about the Mets earlier on, doing a little research for the upcoming series. They've lost 6 in a row. They were shut out by the Dodgers last night. They're having a hard time scoring runs. They've suffered 4 shutout losses, and they were 1-5 on a recent homestand. Listen to this. Here's a swing and a foul back. Tell me if this surprises you. They lost 2 out of 3 to Arizona. No big deal.
Right.
But then were swept in New York by the Athletics.
Oh, my.
Stunning, isn't it?
Yeah. Very much so. How do you think those fans were in that third game of that series?
Grumpy. Here's a curveball foul back. Now, you know who they
Zach, you talking about that? Zach looks grumpy back here, just talking on his childhood team.
He had such a good pregame show, I'm surprised. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul back out of play. But, you know, of all the moves that were made in the offseason, and we all follow baseball on a daily basis and see which new player is going where. How about Pete Alonso leaving the Mets and going to the Baltimore Orioles? I was truly stunned.
Yeah, same.
When I saw that, I thought, how can you let that guy get away?
Yep.
You're trying to build a winning team, and you're going to let one of the most imposing and intimidating hitters in the game leave?
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't get that at all.
I agree. They're going to challenge this third strike call, turn it in like a call. I thought Wegner was going to call this on the swing, and it's a strike.
So Turner is out on strikes. Colin Ray gets the strikeout. Strikeouts by the Cubs are a reason for the pitcher to be very, very happy. And they're also brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
Who's also very happy.
See, I'm just trying to carry on a little pleasant conversation while I find this particular thing I have to read.
Yeah.
That's the whole plan there. I don't think I'm fooling anybody.
I think you're doing a heck of a job.
Of course he's happy. Here's Kyle Schwarber. And the pitch to Kyle. Line drive down the right field line. Foul. Soft line drive. Almost sounded like a broken bat.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think it was.
ABS Challenges and Instant Replays. This Ball Strike Challenge is sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
But let Zach. I want Zach to weigh in on this.
Hold on, he's got to sprint back to his microphone. He was down here by us. Okay, go ahead, Z.
I'm here.
Take a deep breath. Do you need a hanky to mop off your forehead? But we were talking about Pete Alonso leaving as a free agent, leaving the Mets and becoming a Baltimore Oriole in the offseason. Did that surprise you at all? Did it stun you at all? As Kyle Schwarber will take a strike, and the count now 1-2 on Kyle.
There's been a philosophical change in New York, right, since the former Brewers general manager David Stearns took over there. And remember, Alonso just signed a one-year deal with the Mets the year before, so I wasn't very surprised. They had an opportunity then to lock him up long-term and didn't do it.
Was he not happy there? Here comes the 1-2 to Schwarber. Swing and a miss. He fooled him on a nice off-speed pitch. Colin Ray gets the strikeout. Schwarber is gone. 2 down. 3-2 Phillies, third inning, and the batter Bryce Harper.
By all accounts, it seemed as though he wanted to stay.
Yeah, that's what I read, too.
The Mets decided to go in a different direction. Alonso, by the way, hit the 2-run home run that helped the Orioles win the game yesterday as they rally from a 7-1 deficit.
Here's the big chop to the second baseman Horner. He'll lob to first in time. 1-2-3 inning Colin Ray. We go to the fourth inning. Phillies 3, Cubs 2 on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Samuel Basayo with a solo home run for Baltimore. The Orioles lead the Diamondbacks 2-0 in the top of the fourth. Other action, bottom four, the Royals strike first. They've got a 1-0 lead over the Tigers. The Nationals on top of the Pirates 3-1 now in the bottom half of the second inning. The Reds lead the Giants 1-0 in the last of the fourth. Spencer Steer with a solo home run.
Zach, we go to inning number 4. Moises Ballesteros first up. Left-handed hitter waiting and taking a fastball outside from Aaron Nola.
Mike Trout with his 5th home run, a solo job. Angels 3, Yankees 0. Bottom of the second inning in the Bronx. The Marlins lead the Braves 2-0 in the top of the second.
The next pitch bounced on the ground to the right side. Stott throws out by Esteros, one away.
Red Sox and Twins underway, scoreless in the top of the first in Minnesota. Same with the Rays and the White Sox on the south side. Blue Jays and Brewers have just started. They are scoreless in the top of the first. Pat?
Thanks, Zach. One away here in the fourth inning. Cubs trail 3-2. Carson Kelly stands in. Listening to Zach talking about Mike Trout homering early in that game for the Angels at Yankee Stadium. I was reading about the wild game they had last night. Lots of baseball history connotations in that game. Both Trout and Aaron Judge had 2 home runs in the same game at Yankee Stadium. Drive to left field, going back left fielder Marsh on the track makes the catch. Kelly gave it a long ride, but it's out number 2. And each of those guys, Ron, has won 3 MVP awards. The Yankees won 11-10 on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 9th inning in a crazy game. But only once before in big league history had a pair of 3-time MVPs homered twice in the same game. You got to go back to 1956 in a game at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. Stan the Man Musial and Roy Campanella.
Wow.
Both homered in the same game, and they had won 3 MVPs. And I was also chuckling about the game-winning RBI in that game, provided by one Don Zimmer,
Really?
former Cubs manager and coach.
Yeah, from
He had
Brooklyn Dodgers.
A walk-off base hit in the bottom of the 9th inning for Brooklyn.
Coming to you live all season long, the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Did you get to know Zimmer pretty well?
Very
Here's
well. He
a
was
fly ball to right center, and Marsh, the left fielder, makes the catch. And that's going to end.
Guys, Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score and the Odyssey app. Pat?
All right, Zach, we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Phillies on top 3-2. The Phillies getting their runs on a 3-run homer by Edmundo Sosa in the second. Cubs scored their 2 in the third. Nico Horner with an RBI single to center. Ian Happ an opposite field run scoring double to left. Colin Ray pitching. Adolis Garcia batting. And Garcia takes outside. Last night's game between the Yankees and Angels also, Ron, featured the 4 active home run leaders in Major League Baseball, all in the same game. Something you don't see very often. Aaron Judge, 374. Paul Goldschmidt is a Yankee, 373. Giancarlo Stanton is the current active home run leader with 454. He just missed a homer last night. And Mike Trout with 408. Here's a chopper foul, and the history didn't end there. Judge had 2 homers, his 47th multi-homer game, moving ahead of Mickey Mantle on the all-time Yankee list. Guess who holds the record? I'll bet you get it pretty soon.
another Yankee.
Yes, former Yankee, multi-homer games. He hit 68.
How about that, Babe Ruth, right?
68 multi-homer games. Here's the 2-2 now to Adolis Garcia. Swing and a miss. Pretty good pitch by Colin Ray. And that's going to be out number 1.
First out is sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
1 down. Brandon Marsh, the batter. One of your former teams, the Minnesota Twins. They pounded Red Sox ace Garrett Crochet last night.
How about that?
He gave up 11 runs, 10 earned in just an inning and 2/3. You're talking about a guy that was second in the Cy Young voting a year ago, Garrett Crochet of Boston.
It's going to take him months to get back on track with his ERA after that.
It was 11-0 when he walked off the mound in the second inning. Hard to imagine.
Yeah. What do you think the ovation was like when they flashed on the board that Judge just passed Mickey Mantle for multi-home run games in
Thunderous
career, right?
Thunderous
Think of
ovation. That. Yeah, that's big. Now, you played for the Yanks, you played for the Cubs, you played for the Dodgers. and the Minnesota Twins. Here's a fastball high. So you got a taste of the history of all of those great franchises, right?
Yep. I always thought the Yankees, as a visiting player, they would play the Yankeeography thing while you were taking batting practice all the time as a visiting player, which was pretty funny.
Bounce it a short, charging Dansby Swanson, scoops it up on the short hop, and he throws out Brandon Marsh, and that's out number 2. The thing I loved about the video, the narrator was John Facenda.
Yeah, that's great.
Of NFL Films fame, one of my absolute idols.
Yeah, it's great. I used to laugh when I would be, when I first got in the league and I'm playing for the Twins, and I caught myself kind of, being a fan, standing out in the outfield and just watching, and I'm like, do you think they're doing this on purpose? Come on now, let's get in the game here a little bit.
JT Real Muto, linesman, past a diving Dansby Swanson. Dansby dove. I thought he was going to get leather on that ball. I wonder if he may have lost it in the lights or in the crowd, possibly in the last instant. Did you feel that way?
Well, something was a little odd. The thing I wonder with the way it was hit, was it a knuckleball? Did he hit it and the ball didn't have any spin on it and it was knuckling out to Dansby?
Hit number 4 for the Phillies. Here's Bryson Stott. And the pitch on the way, swinging a foul back out of play. I was reading about the Pirates' win over Washington last night. Paul Skeens got the win. A year ago, the Pirates had the worst offense in the big leagues, but this year, in the categories of runs, homers, and RBIs, they are in the top 10 in all 3 categories. It's early, but if they score runs, they can win some games, a lot of games.
They have some very physical starting pitching. We didn't see their number 1 Skeens or 2 in Keller, and we saw 3, 4, and 5, and they could throw. They got some guys that can sling it up there.
Now the 1-1 to Stott. Down low. Brandon Lau, remember, had a grand slam at Wrigley on Sunday. He had 5 more RBIs in last night's game. He became the first man in Pirates history to have back-to-back 5 RBI games. And they've been around for a long time.
Think of that with the Stargels and Parkers and Clemente, right?
Here comes the 2-1. Outside for a ball. On the corner, a delayed call by Mark Wegner.
Wegner is a little deliberate on his strike call. I know he yells it out. I've known that for years, but this stadium is pretty loud, so we don't really hear that up here. But then the right arm goes up, but it takes him a little bit.
Phillies lead 3-2 in the 4th inning. Fastball from Ray is high to Stott. And the count has gone full, so traveling time for Real Muto at first. Edmundo Sosa is on deck. Big crowd. The lights beginning to have full effect now here in Philly. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout for Colin Ray. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment. Phillies 3, Cubs 2. We go to the 5th on the.
It's the Phillies 3 and the Cubs 2. Philadelphia struck first. Edmundo Sosa with a 3-run home run off Colin Ray in the 2nd. Cubs scored twice in the 3rd to move to within 1. RBI hits by Nico Horner and Ian Happ. Dansby Swanson will lead things off here in the top of the 5th for the Cubs. Right-handed batter against the right-hander Aaron Nola. Swanson hit a 2-run home run in last night's ball game here. Nola works his motion. Here's the first pitch to Swanson. It's low and outside for ball 1. Swanson grounded out to 3rd his first time up, as the pants hiked up to the knees. Nola faces home plate. The kick and pitch. Up high and inside. 2-0 the count now on Swanson. Beautiful evening here in Philadelphia. Officially 85 degrees at first pitch. Still has to be in the 80s right now.
Yeah, I would think so. It's just a beautiful night.
Swanson looks at a fastball low. Count now 3-0.
79 here officially on the old semi-smartphone.
It works.
Yeah.
Flags barely moving in center field. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike. Fastball, 90 miles per hour from Nola. Right at the bottom of the zone. Swanson stands deep in the box, hits out of a crouch, uses a toe tap. Now the 3-1. Dribbled foul behind home plate. Full count.
He just doesn't throw a ball that stays straight. Nola, even his four-seam fastball has great movement and life going back towards the right-handed hitter.
Swanson calls time. It's got to be frustrating, right? To be in there.
Yeah, you get ahead in the count. He paints you on the 3-0 pitch, takes something off the heater, and then the 3-1 pitch is great movement.
The payoff pitch. Misses inside, ball 4. Leadoff walk for the Cubs here in the 5th. Swanson represents the tying run. He's at first, and here comes Nico Horner.
First walk of the game by Nola, and we went into the ball game saying he's not going to walk you. He's going to throw strikes, so you got to be swinging. That's his first walk of the game.
Nico's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Right-handed batter stands deep in the box, hits out of a crouch. Swanson at first. Nola delivers, and Nico looks at a strike on the inside corner. Sinking fastball right near the bottom of the zone.
That was a borderline pitch. I think if this was late in the game, Nico might have challenged that one. But because of the time of the game and first pitch of the at-bat, he did not.
Big hole on the right side of the infield. Throw to first. Swanson dives back in safely ahead of the tag from Harper. Walks of Cubs batters sponsored by It's Not a Game, Illinois.com. Reminder, a walk is free. A DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Coming in live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Nola sets up high, works on the first base side of the rubber. The pitch is inside to Nico. Changeup that missed 1-1.
In my computer, after talking out that first pitch, it did, from the strike zone I got on my computer, it hit the zone. And then the next one is inside by quite a bit.
The next pitch is inside again by quite a bit. Another changeup, 2-1 on Nico.
Just goes to show you they're trying to stay away from the outer half to Nico and stay in on him and forcing him to pull the baseball.
Swanson at first, no one out. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike, a slow-moving knuckle curve. And spun into the zone. Right at the bottom along the outside edge. The count is 2-2. Crowd being prompted to make noise. It's not happening. Throw to first. Swanson dives back in safely. Nico on the year hitting at .306. Middle infielders at double play depth. Sosa back of third. Swanson bluffs the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Horner's retired one away, and Horner screams in anger after missing that pitch. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on the score middays with Rahimi, Harris, and Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score, WSCR, WSCR FM, and HD1 Chicago, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Top 5, 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs. Michael Busch at the plate. Phillies up 3-2. Aaron Nola throws to first. And Swanson just gets back in ahead of the tag by Harper.
Would not surprise me now if you see Dansby take off from first and see what they, a chance of maybe a little hit and run or just trying to protect from the double play ball. Nola with a good sinker, gets a lot of ground balls. He plays close at first, but I don't think Harper ever really made contact with the tag.
The pitch to Busch. This is outside. 1-0. Michaels 1 for 2 today. A single his last time up. And struck out swinging his first time up in the first. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Nola. Swanson at first. Here's the 1-0. Inside to Bush. 2 balls and no strikes.
Nola very slow to the plate at times with that big leg kick. That last pitch, Dansby could have got a huge jump. Did not go. See if the Cubs do something here in this at bat with Bushy.
The pitch. This is inside. It's now 3-0.
I think some of this is Dansby getting a little of a concentration away from Nola's attack on Bushy, and just kind of thinking about Swanson. Bushy should get a good pitch to hit here on one of these 2 pitches.
The 3-0. It's a called strike, a fastball to Bush. Right down the middle. So 3-1. Bush at the plate. Swanson at first. 1 down. Cubs down 1 here in the 5th. And the pitch. Tap foul at the plate.
Boy, Nola's one of those guys. I know the sinker is not a popular pitch, but in our game today, because everybody trying to throw as hard as they can at the top of the zone, but you watch this guy throw with that sinker, and it's impressive, and he gets a lot of ground balls. And the kicker is it's coming. You know what I mean? That's the other thing.
Still can't do anything about it, right? Swanson at first. A long set. The payoff pitch to Bush is high and tight. Ball 4. So now the Cubs have men at first and second. And it'll bring up Alex Bregman, who's 1 for 2 tonight.
Great take by Bushy. That's the 2-seamer that Nola has been known for years. He throws it at the front hip of the left-handed hitter. And Greg Maddux made that pitch, popular years ago. That, we'd call it as a hitter a lane changer. It starts out at your hip and changes lanes halfway to home plate and catches that inside corner. But that one did not get to the corner. Good take by Bushy.
Tying run at second in Swanson. Go ahead run at first in Bush. 1 away. Top 5. Bregman at the plate. The pitch is a called strike, a sinking fastball. 0-1. Cubs looking for a big hit here. The pitch. And a line drive, base hit in the left center field. Swanson around third. He's coming home. And the throw is cut off. Tie ball game. RBI single, Alex Bregman. He comes through. 3-3 Cubs and Phillies here in the 5th. Stopping at second, Bush.
Big swing and a bat for the Cubs, and Bregman, as you said, this is a pitch away after painting the inside corner with that pitch inside. Then he goes away, and Bregman stays right on us and just hooks it back through the middle, line drive, base knock, and the game is tied here in the 5th.
And here comes Ian Happ. Started the day 0 for 18 in his career against Aaron Nola. He's 2 for 2, a single and a ribby double. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A knuckle curve from Nola, 0-1.
He missed a home run, an opposite field home run to straight left by a couple inches. It hit right at the very top of the wall and didn't go out of the ballpark.
2 on, 1 away. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the inside, 0-2.
All opponents' pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs. Leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
Go ahead, run at second. Here's the pitch. Slow moving, bouncing ball right back to the mound. Fielded by Nola. He goes to second for 1. That's all they'll get. So Bregman erased from the bases. And now the Cubs have men at the corners. Bush at third, Happ at first, 2 away, and Seiya Suzuki due up.
Pretty nice little changeup by Nola. His pitches come out of his hand. I would think to a left-handed hitter, you see fastball, you see sinker, and they all look hard like the fastball, and then that one just backs up on you and runs down and away.
So men at the corners, 2 away, Coom, here in the top of the 5th. 3-3 game. Big spot for Seiya Suzuki, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
I'd love to see Seiya sit on breaking ball in this at bat till he gets 2 strikes.
The pitch is a called strike. That was a breaking ball, slow-moving knuckle curve.
The only pitch he's going to have to hit in the zone in this at bat, I believe, will be a breaking ball. If Nola throws him a fastball in the zone, it's probably a mistake.
Suzuki waits for the 0-1. Here it comes. A bouncing ball hit back of third, foul. And that was another slow-moving knuckle curve from Nola. So the count is 0-2. Bush at third. Happ at first. 2 away. And Suzuki at the plate with an 0-2 count. Seiya hitting 188 this season. No home runs, 1 RBI since coming off the injured list. Righty-righty matchup. Nola deals. Outside, missed with a sinking fastball, 1-2.
Yeah, that was intentional. That was that fastball I'm talking about. He's not trying to throw that for a strike. Now, if he's trying to get him out here, he'll go back to that knuckle curveball. For Bushy at third base, he's got to be ready. This ball could end up in the dirt.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He doubled up on the fastball. It was out of the zone, and Seiya chased it.
Hardy.com.
On Sunday, April 19th, the Cubs take on the Mets on Scout Day at Wrigley Field. Fans who purchase tickets through Cubs.com/specials will receive an honorary 2026 Scout patch. Don't miss this offer. Bottom of the 5th here in Philadelphia. Brand new ball game, 3-3 Cubs and Phillies. It's game 2 of a 3-game set. Colin Ray on the mound. The batter is Edmundo Sosa, who's got the big hit for Philly tonight. A 3-run shot off Ray in his first at-bat in the second. The pitch. Sosa looks at a ball inside, a fastball that missed, 1-0. Cubs making some moves prior to tonight's ball game. The pitch. Inside again to Sosa, 2-0. Called up a couple of left-handers, Luke Little, Ryan Rollison, Ethan Roberts placed on the injured list. The pitch. A high fly ball hit to shallow right along the line. Coming in, Suzuki crosses over into foul territory and makes the catch on the sidetrack, gently bouncing into the sidewall. After grabbing the ball, 1 away. The first out is sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. And you've heard of some wild injuries over the course of your baseball life. The Roberts injury is as peculiar as it gets as Justin Crawford digs in. He swings at the first pitch from Ray. Slow-moving bouncer up the first baseline, fielded by Bush. Races to the bag and beats the speedy Crawford to it. 2 away. So we found out that Roberts was placed on the injured list because of a lacerated right middle finger. That's this one, Koolman. I'm just showing it to you.
Yeah, I know which one it is. Yeah.
For documentary purposes. But it's how that finger got cut, which is just weird. He was doing some exercise drills. They call it plyometrics right near the weight room here at Citizens Bank Park as Trey Turner digs in and looks at a ball high and outside, 1-0. And apparently a vent fell out of the wall. It was going to hit his leg, so Roberts deflected it with his hand and ended up cutting his middle finger. This one. Whew. Turner looks at a strike on the outside corner.
That's unbelievable, right? I mean, you just go, what the heck? When things like that happen, you just got to shake your head and just, that's just bad luck.
What do you say,
man.
right?
Nothing. There's nothing you can say.
The 1-1 is fouled back by Turner, 1-2.
He's at the ballpark early, getting work in and trying, and something like that happens. It just,
which is part of the reason that yesterday, a lot of people were wondering why didn't Craig Counsell go to his bullpen earlier. Well, he knew he was short. The pitch. That one misses inside. Slow-moving breaking ball from Ray. Count is 2-2 with Turner at the plate.
Not only were you short bullpen arms, but then you're also way behind in the game. You know what I mean? So it's a twofold thing. Now we know the Cubs came back late in the game and scored 7 runs, but it's still kind of a blowout game. But in the middle of the ball game when you really needed to make the change, you're like, we're down big. What do we do here? And you've got to look towards, the stretch coming up too. Yeah. And that means today and tomorrow.
Turner fouled that last pitch back. Here's the 2-2. Slow-moving, bouncing ball on the right side, ranging to his left. Horner fields, sidearm throw to first in time to get Turner. And the Phillies go down in order here in the 5th. After 5, tie game. Cubs 3, Phillies 3 on the score.
Moises Ballesteros is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Cool.
And let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning. Sponsored by Flight by Yingling, next generation of light beer. Ball game is tied at 3, and Philadelphia, partner, has a new left-hander in the game here in the 6th. So, pretty good job by the Cubs offense to run Nola out of the game here in 5 innings.
Tim Meza will take over. He is a left-hander. And the Cubs will have a pinch batter, apparently, for Moises Ballesteros. It looks like Matt Shaw, a right-handed batter, will face the new left-hander, Tim Meza. Carson Kelly on deck, and then Pete Crow Armstrong. The lights have taken full effect. Beautiful spring night here in Philadelphia. 82 at game time. It's cooled off probably to about 78 or 80. Just a gorgeous night for a game. First pitch taken a little bit high for ball 1. Meza works over on the third base side of the rubber from the stretch on every pitch. And he fires a strike. Ron, undoubtedly in the big leagues you had to bat in spots where you had never seen a guy in the big leagues before. What would be your approach?
You got to pay attention to.
Shaw pulls one foul deep to left, out of play.
First of all, if nothing else, is warm-up pitches. If you've never seen the guy, I mean, you at least can see how the ball is coming out of his hand, and then the scouting report, what the guys have in the dugout with the iPads, they can see some film on him from past. The scouting report will give you velocity and whether 2, 3, 4 pitch pitcher, so you at least got the idea, of what he's got and his velocity.
Shaw waiting, bounces one toward the middle, backhanding the ball to Stott. Off balance throw gets him. Good play. Stott backhanding the ball. The second baseman had his momentum headed toward the shortstop area. Made that throw back across his body and made a good strong throw and accurate as well.
Shaw runs well in this play. By the time Stott throws this ball, he's about 10 feet on the shortstop side of the bag to get Shaw.
One away. Carson Kelly checks in. Game tied at 3. Cubs out hitting the Phillies 8-4. It's been an errorlessly played game. Phillies got all of their runs on one swing. A 3-run homer by Edmundo Sosa back in the 2nd inning. Cubs got 2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th. Kelly takes a little bit high. RBI hits in the 3rd inning by Horner with a single and Happ with a double. Bregman with a single tied the game in the 5th inning. So that's pretty much where we are. Big crowd. Fastball is up and away. These two teams will get very familiar with one another. Starting next Monday, 4 games at Wrigley between the Cubs and Phillies. So run 7 of 10 games for the Cubs in one span against one team, the Phils.
Kind of odd, right?
And then they won't see them again for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and they have a 4-game series against the team not in your division is kind of an odd thing too.
3-1 pitch, low ball 4. Cubs have a man on. Kelly gets the walk. And Pete Crow Armstrong coming up. Pete with a double and a flyout. His double sparked a 2-run rally in the 3rd. See how he can hang in there against the left-hander.
I would assume he's going to get a lot of breaking balls from the left-hander. Last time Pete flew out the left. I love that he's trying to use the other side of the field.
He looks at a ball down low. Cubs have some activity in their bullpen starting. Both bullpens are right adjacent to one another out beyond the center field fence, just slightly to the right of dead center. Crow Armstrong fouls it away. The Phillies bullpen is at ground level, and the Cubs, you have to climb up a few stairs. They're right above the Phillies bullpen.
Now, thinking about this at bat for Pete. Yesterday, Sanchez, the left-hander, stayed inside on him with fastballs, and that's what they're doing.
And he gets hit by the pitch. The words weren't even out of your mouth, Ron. Yeah. As Pete got hit by that inside pitch, he seems to be okay. He's shaking his hand a little bit. I always worry about getting hit in the hand with all those small bones in your fingers and hands. He appears to be all right, but that will sting.
Yeah, once again, 3 pitches in a row from a left-hander, all 3 running in on Pete. And that last one way in hit him like forearm wrist area.
That puts the go-ahead run in scoring position. 2 men on, time called. Now the Phillies are going to have a conference on the mound with Dansby Swanson due up. What might this conversation entail?
Now this could be one of those stall tactics to try to get your guy in the bullpen ready to make sure he's ready. They got a right-hander warming up. I see somebody on the steps of the dugout, and I had a chance to talk to Rob Thompson, the manager, yesterday after the game. Saw him. They're not gonna make a change right now, I don't believe.
The new man has faced the required 3 batters. Swanson will try to drive in the go-ahead run. Cubs have not led in this game. 3-3 tie in the 6th. Cubs trying to even up this series. Let's see if they can grab the lead. Pitch on the way to Dansby. Breaking ball strike. 0-1. Center fielder shades him toward right center, which is a little surprising against the lefty. And the left fielder, Marsh, not that deep in left.
And way off the line.
Now the 0-1. Swanson, a late swing, didn't really seem to pick up that pitch, and he came up empty, and now the count 0-2. Kind of an odd-looking swing.
I think Dansby got fooled by getting that high fastball and just pulled the trigger late.
And the 0-2 on the way. Low and inside. Cubs 2 games under 500. As they try to rally here. Here's the pitch. Almost a wild pitch. Low in the dirt. Pretty good save by Real Muto. Think how many times he has saved pitches in his career. Now it's 2-2.
See if Dansby gets another breaking ball. He threw the last one in the dirt. A lot of times pitchers will try to come back that same pitch with a better feel.
Dansby will take just outside. 3-2.
Oh, there it was, another slider.
Kelly the runner at second. Pete Crow Armstrong at first. You've got 1 away in the inning. It's a tie game here in the 6th. The left-hander Meza is ready. Instead, he'll back away as Dansby wasn't quite ready. Big crowd kind of quiet all of a sudden. We had 36,000 last night. I think we're going to be in that same neighborhood tonight.
I would agree. It's a big ballpark. Beautiful park here in Philadelphia.
Swanson trying to come through the pitch. Chopped foul at the plate. We'll do it again. Dansby 3 homers on the young season. He's driven in 9. He'd like to lift up that batting average of 170 a little bit, but he's always got some power. And he's capable of hitting long home runs. Cub runners at first and second. The pitch. Bouncer back to the mound. The throw goes to second for 1, and it gets away. It gets away and the bases are loaded. Pete Crow Armstrong went in hard at second base, but it was a throw that the second baseman Stott just could not catch. It was down near the ground. I'm not sure if Stott stumbled a little bit as he reached for the throw, but it actually had double play written all over it, I thought, Ron, when it was first hit.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And I think for Meza, he catches his ball, takes a hop, and then instead of leading the second baseman coming at the bag, he throws it back behind him and down. And I think for Stott, that was just, tough to change direction like that. And the other thing, too, is sometimes, you've got to – I don't think Stott expected a bad throw. And when you don't expect that and it happens, it catches you by surprise.
Nico Horner, a check swing foul back. Bases loaded. That play could be the turning point of this game. E4. Bases full of Cubs with one away. Horner trying to deliver. The pitch to Nico. Swinging a bouncer foul toward first. So gives Stott the error. Swanson safe at first. Crow Armstrong at second. Maybe Pete's speed had a little bit to do with that shakiness of the defensive play at second base.
Yep, I would think absolutely.
Carson Kelly, the runner at third. Infield back. 0-2 on Nico. And the pitch. Ground ball into center field, a base hit. It'll drive in one. It'll drive in two. Swanson to third safely on a two-run single by Nico Horner. There's the clutch hit the Cubs have been waiting for. They lead 5-3.
Boy, and you just time after time after time last year, you saw Nico just come through with big hits to drive in runs. And now this year, he's the RBI leader for the Cubs, hitting basically in the leadoff spot almost every day. And boy, he gets that extra at bat, and it's worth it having him up there. He just continues to terrorize the National League with base hit after base hit, double after double, driving in runs.
Cubs still with only one away, have 2 runs in. Runners at first and third, infield back from Michael Busch, and he'll take outside for a ball. Horner with 3 RBIs in the game and 13 for the year. And you could hear the Cub fans in attendance. Here is the next pitch, and it's going to be inside for a ball. Errors by the opponents, and that was a huge error earlier. Sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. Here comes the 1-0 inside, and it is a ball. The catcher, Real Muto, didn't know where the ball was right away. He turned and almost panicked. The ball was actually right behind him at his feet.
He got lucky that ball hit Mark Wegner, the home plate umpire.
Cubs looking for more. They have a 5-3 lead. The pitch way inside and ball 4. A little surprised that the left-hander Meza is still in the game. Ron, how about you?
Yeah, same. Especially to pitch against Horner. I thought, got Dansby. Dansby ends up hitting the ball back to him, but I thought for sure they'd make a change with Nico. They did not, and it worked out for the Cubs.
Errors by the opponents, sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. For even the heaviest control problems, visit northshore.com. Pitching change.
Out of town scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill up. Games in progress, a whole bunch of them around Major League Baseball. The Diamondbacks lead the Orioles 4-2 in the top of the 7th. Former Cub Ildemaro Vargas with a 3-run home run for the D-backs. Royals lead the Tigers 1-0 in the bottom of the 7th.
Speaking of former Cubs, Brad Keller, the new Philly pitcher, on the mound. Alex Bregman at the plate. This is a key spot in this game. The Cubs have rallied to take a 5-3 lead. They have the bases loaded with 1 down, and they're in the middle of the order. Bregman had an RBI single his last time. Keller's 0-1. Base hit to right. It's going to drive in 1. Nico Horner heading home. He'll score. Two-run single, Alex Bregman. Cubs lead 7-3.
By another big swing of the bat by the Cubs. And, you know, this is just taking what the pitcher gives you. Bregman gets this pitch away and just shoots it through the hole on the right side. Excellent piece of hitting. You know, we've saw Keller all last year, and this is, you know, just a ball away. A little slide. It might have been, I think it was a slider away from Bregman, and he just hit that hole. Drove in two more.
It's a 4-run rally, and it's not over yet. Bush stopped at second on the 2-run single. Here's Ian Happ. And the pitch to Ian is a strike. Cubs out hitting the Phillies all of a sudden 10-4 and leads 7-3. So the bottom of the order did the job in loading the bags. And now the top of the order, Nico Horner a 2-run single and Alex Bregman a 2-run single. Lots of contributors in this rally. Happ is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. He drove in a run. Back in the third, just missed a home run. He broke his bat. He's going to go over and get a new one. This big Philly crowd very quiet all of a sudden, Ron. That's a lovely sound.
Yeah, it really is. They were hooting and hollering last night, and today not the same program.
Happ is the 7th man up in the inning. Still only one away. 6 straight batters have reached. Here's a Tapper foul. He's actually the 8th man to bat in the inning. It's been a very odd inning, but I still think the play at second where they fail to get anybody on that ground ball is the key play in the inning.
Yeah, that's a tailor-made double play ball, as you said, and to get nothing out of it, and then you roll the top of the lineup, and that's where all the damage came from.
Now the 0-2 from Keller. Happ takes inside near the knuckles. Ron, when a teammate of yours was traded or signed as a free agent and left, and then you're facing him in a big league game, did you feel like you had any insight or any knowledge about him?
Absolutely. You know, facing a guy that pitched for your ball club the year before.
Happ takes inside 2-2.
You know, when you're an everyday player, you see, you know exactly what he's doing. You know, and as an infielder, you're moving, you're positioning on the field pitch by pitch of what he's throwing. So you really get an idea what a guy throws. So I think it's a big advantage for the hitter.
Happ will loop one foul down the left field line and back out of play.
And on the flip side of that, if you're a pitcher and you've watched a guy play all year and now you go to another team, I would think the pitcher would feel like, well, I know where the holes in his swing are and we can pitch to that. So I think it depends on whose perspective, you know, you're talking to. But
Happ takes high. Good patient plate appearance for Ian. 3-2 now. He got one away first and second. The Cubs lead 7-3.
I don't think they're going to have anybody in motion. I think Cubs saw enough of Keller's arm last year to know he's a strikeout guy. Pretty good sized gap in right center field for Ian.
Now Keller glancing back at the runner. Bush delivers to Happ. Swing and a miss. Change of pace. Ian out in front and down he goes. 2 down. And Suzuki will be the 9th Cub to come up in this 6th inning.
Pretty good pitch there. That's 3-2 change after Keller's throwing in the mid to high 90s. That's perfect location. Sometimes you got to tip your hat to the pitcher.
Suzuki has gone 0 for 3. He'll take low for a ball. Cubs 7, Phillies 3. Top of inning number 6. It's a warm night. It's an offensive night. Hitters have nice and free and easy swings on both sides. So you want to keep adding on if you can, if you're the Cubs. Outside 2-0. Let's see if he gets something to hammer right here. Keller, the right-hander, ready. He brings it. And it's a strike. A little surprised that Seiya was not more aggressive. A 2-0 fastball right down the middle.
Yeah, he got a heater, and he was not offering at all.
Bush away from second. Bregman away from first. Seiya takes a breaking ball. Strike 2 call. He just couldn't pull the trigger on that swing either. Pretty good pitch.
Yep, right on the outside corner.
Deuce is wild. The delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. Keller strikes out both Happ and Suzuki, but he also gave up the 2-run single to Alex Bregman. The Cubs score 4 in the middle of the 6th inning. It's the Cubs 7 and the Phillies 3. This is the score on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network. Cubs have their lead now. They were down 3-0 early. Remember, Edmundo Sosa belted a 3-run homer in the second. But the Cubs have come storming back to score 7 unanswered runs and lead 7-3. And now Kyle Schwarber will lead off in the bottom of this 6th inning. First pitch in there for a called strike. Colin Ray has done a nice job. He gave up that 3-run homer, but nothing since.
See, and this is exactly what Craig Counsell wanted with the opener.
Schwarber fouls it away, Ron.
Right, as you go through Schwarber and Harper first inning, and Martin did a great job of going 1, 2, 3 quickly. Now, this is only the second time. Now we're in the middle of the game. We're in the bottom of the 6th. So this is the second at-bat Schwarber's going to see Colin Ray instead of the third at-bat against Colin Ray. So when you look at strategies of the game, this has worked out so far exactly how Craig Counsell wanted this to work.
Schwarber almost gets hit on the leg by a breaking ball. 1-2.
See, now that's where a 1-2 pitch should go. About blow his boot off.
And the 1-2. Hold on the ground to first. Glove by Bush. Underhand feed to Ray on the bag. Call it out number 1. Score it 3-1. And we're going to take a look at some baseball history brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park.
First out of the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. Had to be some good stuff happening baseball on this date, April 14th.
We'll take a look as we move along. Bryce Harper takes outside for a ball. The largest opening day crowd at Wrigley Field ever on this date in 1978.
Wow.
45,777 attend the Wrigley Field opener against the Pirates.
Really?
They must have had people on the field and roped them off.
No, I wouldn't think so. I'd remember that.
Okay.
77, I was absolutely locked in on the Cubs every day.
1978.
78, yeah. I'd say, yeah.
Ground ball is foul.
Where did they put them all?
That's what I was wondering. In the old days, when you had an overflow and a great demand for tickets, they would go ahead and collect your money and let you stand in the outfield and then put a rope in front of the fans so that you're separated from the ball players. And any fly ball that would go in there would be a ground rule double.
Yeah.
If you go back many, many years and you read about those double headers, you had like 30 doubles between the two teams.
I played in one game in the minor leagues in A-ball on 4th of July in Palm Springs. They were doing the big 4th of July, fireworks thing, and that was the only day they packed the place, so they put people on the field. But I can't imagine in 1978 that they put people on the field.
Here comes the 3-2. Driven to left, pretty well hit. Happ goes back with room, angling toward the corner, makes the catch. Harper is out number 2. Cubs lead 7-3, 6th inning. And the batter is Adolis Garcia.
I would like to see the lineup. I wonder if Rick Monday was on that team. Was he still a Cub then?
Not sure.
I think he might have been. But if so, we will ask him.
2001, the Reds scored in their 175th consecutive game. So they set the modern National League record for not being shut out by an opponent. That's well over a full season. 162 would be a full. Ironically, to break the record, Cincinnati beat Al Leiter and the Mets 1-0, the last team and pitcher to pitch a shutout against them. Colin Ray working on Adolis Garcia. Garcia 0-for-2, swings and fouls it back. Same two teams tomorrow night. Thursday's an off day. The Mets are at Wrigley all weekend. 3-day games starting on Friday afternoon at 1:20. Go to Cubs.com for ticket info. Cubs trying to even up this series. And the delivery, lifted foul off to the right and out of play. The Red Sox had a youngster, 21 years old, by the name of Billy Rohr, R-O-H-R. He made his major league debut on this date, Ron, in 1967. Yep. Came within 1 out from pitching a no-hitter.
Oh, my.
Elston Howard had a single on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Bounced to short, scooped up by Swanson, throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Colin Ray. Rolling along, we go to the 7th. It's the Cubs 7.
By the Volvo XC90, room for everyone, ready for wherever the road takes you. Pat?
All right, Zach, thank you, and thanks to Bedford Park. This day in baseball history brought to you by the Village of BedfordPark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park.
Now, I looked up that game in 78, the opener, and it said that's where rules changed for the Cubs of selling home opening day bleacher tickets, because that's where all the fans ended up. And one of my favorite guys that ever put on a Cub uniform, and I got to know very well, Larry Bittner, hit a walk-off pinch hit home run to win the game. Old Bit Dog, he's no longer with us, but what a great, great guy he was.
Larry Bittner.
Yep.
Double I, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
All right, quickly now, without thinking, what state in the Union has a double I in the spelling?
Say that again?
I think you're stalling for time. What state
Hawaii.
of the 50? There you go. Good stalling move, though. It worked. Michael Conforto will take outside for a ball. 1-2 on Michael. Very clever stalling move, I might add.
Yeah, you
like
got me.
Yeah.
Obviously not that clever.
You were going through all of this.
Yeah.
See, Iowa, does that have two? No. Maine? No, that's only got one.
I grew up in Illinois. If I can't spell my own state, that's a problem.
Rhode Island. There's a. No, forget it.
Yeah.
I added the I sound. Here's a pitch down low to Conforto. Chase Shugart is now pitching. I think Zach has some information about this guy.
He's a right-hander.
Good research, Zach. Here's a pitch swung on and missed by Michael Conforto. And that's going to be out number one. And you're absolutely correct. He does appear to be throwing with his right arm.
You're not the best in the business for nothing, Z.
You know, he's a former Pirate, former Red Sox. He's 29 years old, native of Texas.
You mean he pitched for Pittsburgh, or he's a real former Pirate? I want to know that.
He pitched for
Here's
Pittsburgh.
a pitch outside for a ball.
That made his debut in 2024 for the Red Sox. And then last year, you remember him with the Pirates. And now he's with the Phillies.
I'll say yes. 1 ball and no strikes on Kelly. Now, Ron, I think my memory serves correctly that you make a very good pirate sound. And I haven't heard that sound in a while, and I hate to put you on the spot. Actually, I don't hate to.
Yeah, I was going to say that's it.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball base hit into left field for Carson Kelly. Kelly, a leadoff single here in inning number 7. Cubs on top 7-3. Let's just say you were on a pirate ship back in the days of yore, and you happen to see off in the distance an enemy ship approaching. What sound might you make? Here's Pete Crow Armstrong taking inside for a ball.
Since that wasn't it, huh?
I'm getting a little anxious. I may have to make the sound myself. There is a strike to Pete Crow Armstrong. You're down to about 10 seconds, and then you're going to run out of time.
I thought the 10-second clock ran out already, but obviously not.
Did you know this was a cash deal? There is a pitch outside for a ball.
I've got this friend that always says, make me an offer.
7-3, Cubs lead. We're in the 7th inning. Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. Kelly leads at first. Pitch on the way to PCA. Chopper foul. What was that again? Pete chopping it foul. I thought there was kind of like the R sound in there, wasn't there? And your former imitations of a pirate, kind of like R.
There it is.
Pete fouls it away off to the left and out of play.
Pat, what was that again?
You heard it. Two and two on Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete with a double and a hit by pitch. He has scampered across the plate for a couple of runs. Short lead by Kelly at first. Pete fouls it back.
It was a good swing by Pete on that high fastball. Might have been a little up out of the zone, but a good aggressive swing on time at a fastball.
Pete with one home run. He's going to hit a bunch this year. He takes strike 3 called, and that's out number 1. 1 down. We're in the 7th inning. Cubs leading 7-3, and the batter is Dansby Swanson.
Oh, high gas right on the inside corner, top of the zone. It's that pitch from where it's at. Unless you pull the trigger real early with the velocity that pitch came in at 95 miles an hour, it's almost impossible to cover that pitch and do any damage with it. You just really hope it's either a ball or you just get a piece of it and foul it off.
Here's Dansby Swanson checking in. Pitch on the way to the Cubs shortstop. It's low for a ball. Kelly at first. Or rather, Conforto at first. No, I had it right the right time. First time. Kelly is the runner at first. Swanson waiting with one away here in the 7th inning. Cubs lead by 4. Chase Shugart, the right-hander for the Phillies, ready and fires. This pitch misses way outside. 2-1.
This guy's got a good arm. Fastball's in the mid to upper 90s. A sinker 94, to four-seamer 96, 97.
Swanson checks. Did he go? No swing. Okay, now it's 3-1. The Cubs lead by 4. If you're Dansby, a guy with power, Ron, he's got to be thinking big swing on this pitch.
Yeah, what you do is you start looking for a certain pitch. I would look heater here and beyond time, try to catch his ball in front.
He checked his swing and took outside.
Yeah, how about a breaking ball on 3-1?
And Dansby gets the walk. Kelly jogs to second. 2 men on, 1 away. It's a hitter's night, so the Cubs would like to add on to their 4-run lead. This game is far from decided yet. Nico Hoerner, the batter, takes outside. Nico, a 3 RBI game in the leadoff spot. Drove in a run with a 3rd inning single. Drove in 2 with a 6th inning base hit. And Hoerner will take outside, and the count now 2-0. What's he thinking?
I've seen him back-to-back breaking balls away. I think he's going to see a fastball here. I would look fastball, and if I didn't get it, that's fine. But I'd be on the fastball and look to do damage on this pitch.
Nico drives one in the air to deep center. Going back is Crawford near the track. And that's going to be caught by Crawford to end the inning. Cubs threaten that.
Before we stop the bottom of the 7th inning here in Philadelphia, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams, Spiegel and Holmes, afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score, and Odyssey Sports Station, WSCR, WSCR FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Bottom 7, Cubs 7, Phillies 3. All reviews in this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Pat?
Thanks, Zach. Brandon Marsh first up against Colin Ray here in the 7th inning. Takes outside for a ball. Ray has not allowed a base runner since Real Muto singled back in the 4th inning. Here's a chopper foul at the plate. He has set down 7 in a row. And in fact, Real Muto run in his entire stint is the only guy since the 3rd inning that has reached.
Yep. This strategy that the Cubs employed today with the opener of Martin. That pitch misses up and away. Who got a quick 1-2-3 inning. He was the lefty. He starts. I think Martin starts. And fly out 9, punch out of Schwarber, fly out 8, and then Colin Ray comes in, and he has been outstanding.
Fly ball to left, pretty well hit. Back goes Happ to the left field fence area, makes the catch. With maybe 3 feet to spare in front of the left field wall. 1 down. Marsh retired. Real Muto batting.
So, you know, when you think about this ball game, this has worked out exactly the way the Cubs wanted this to work out.
Still far from over. We're only in the 7th inning, and this Philly team has a lot of firepower. JT Real Muto 2 for 2 steps in. Cubs out hitting the Phils 11-4. Curveball is away, ball 1.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. And the next pitch inside, 2-0. You got to throw strikes to this guy. Real Muto has always had a good knowledge of the zone. Kelly going out to talk to Colin Ray. First out of the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. Well, you got a couple of these. Catch of the game and tough play of the game. You got a catch of the game you're thinking of? Something that happened? A couple double plays.
Suzuki made a pretty nice catch over near the stands.
Yeah, there
earlier.
you go. Yeah. We'll make that the catch of the game today for sure. Catch of the game sponsored by Catch Des Moines. That play was a real trip, and so is Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours at CatchDesMoines.com.
2-0 to Real Muto. Good pitch. Swung on and missed a bender. 2-1. Bryson Stott is on deck. Activity commencing in the Cub bullpen. Ground ball to short. Scooped up by Swanson. He'll throw to first. 2 down.
Well, Colin Ray just cruising along. You see if he can get through this inning, but he looks very sharp. Tough play of the game. It's sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. And how about giving that to Riley Martin today? How about that? He gets the opener spot,
I like
right?
that.
And his first big league start, but he's a bullpen guy for the Cubs. He has been a starter in the past in the minor leagues. But a bullpen start for a guy that's just been called up not too long ago, and he goes through Turner, Schwarber, Harper, 3 star players in the league. 1, 2, 3 in the first.
Set the tone nicely. Bryson Stott takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ray has not walked a man tonight. And that's kind of typical of him. He rarely self-destructs. Swing and a miss. Good sharp breaking ball. 1 and 2. What's on your mind here?
You got a couple options. You can go with that slider down, or you can elevate a fastball. That last one was a change, I think. It had been a split down.
So the replay, that thing was diving down.
Yeah, it was good. Good split finger going straight down. You might want to throw another one.
There comes the 1-2. Fly ball, well hit, left center. Back goes Pete Crow Armstrong on the track with room, makes the catch. 3 up and 3 down. We go to inning number 8. Cubs 7, Phillies 3. This is the score.
877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K. To donate your car today, Fanatic.
Philly Fanatic or just plain
No,
Fanatic?
just you, the Fanatic. The Gunner. We've got a lot of nicknames have come out in the last 24 hours about Mr. Hughes. We had another Gunner in the booth today.
Michael Bush leads off this 8th inning.
We had Nick Nurse, who was in the booth today, the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, who has a
check swing grounder toward third. If it stays fair, it's going to be a base hit. It does, and it is. You'll take that base hit every time, wouldn't you?
When I got a hit like that and I would cross first base, I would just yell out, "That's a knock!" I don't think the pitchers thought it was as funny as I did, though.
I'm sure.
Just saying.
I was reading about the Yankees and the Angels last night, and Aaron Judge said he was all set to talk smack to Mike Trout because Trout hit one and close to a home run, but here's a swing and a smash to third. Backhanded on the short hop by Sosa. Throws to first. Throws to second for 1. Over to first. A double play. Wow. What a play by Sosa. A line drive to his backhand side on a short hop. And he made it look routine. It becomes a 5-4-3 double play. You can't hit a ball much harder than Bregman just did.
One third baseman ruins the moment for another. That's an extra base hit all the way if Sosa doesn't make a great backhanded pick.
2 down, and here is Ian Happ. But I was laughing reading about it. And Aaron Judge was saying, I was all set to tease Mike Trout because he flied out deep. And I was going to say, gee, you hit one all the way to the warning track. Good for you.
Yeah, way
congratulations.
To go.
0-1 on Ian Happ.
I was saying just a second, we had the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, a huge Cub fan. Nick Nurse was in there. He's actually championship coach of the Raptors. We had him in for Toronto a few years back.
I remember.
He sang the stretch. Great guy from Carroll, Iowa. But a very nice guy. Great Cub fan. We had a good chat. And it might have come to the attention of the head coach that we had another Gunner in the booth.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. Yeah, I've got some college eligibility left.
Yeah.
So what?
He's got pro contracts in his back pocket. How about that?
Well, make me an offer.
There we go. That's what we were looking for.
It's not a big market for guys my age in the NBA these days. I've noticed that. Swing and a miss by Ian Happ. And that ends the inning. No runs. No hits, make it 1 hit. No runs, 1 hit.
At Suits2020.com.
MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Pat?
Zach, we would like to invite everyone to please stay tuned for the toast of the game Ball player presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. Coming up in the 9th inning, Ron Coomer will be making that designation. As we go to work in the bottom of this 8th inning, Edmundo Sosa homered in the 2nd inning. A 3-run homer to give the Phillies an early lead, but since then the Cubs have come storming back to score 7 unanswered runs, and the Cubs lead 7-3. The pitch to Sosa from Jacob Webb, the new right-handed pitcher, is fouled away. See how we did with our guesses in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. The actual figure, 37,426. Zach Zaidman closest. He guessed 37. And speaking of Zach, he is right now industriously preparing his post-game show. Stay tuned for the Old National Bank Cubs radio post-game show with Zach Zaidman. That is the official bank of the Cubs radio network. Nice to have Old National Bank with us. Jacob Webb to Sosa. Fly ball to left down the line. Long run. Ian Happ dives, can't get it. The ball up against the wall. It's going to be a double. Sosa with a double to left. Valiant effort by Happ. Diving toward the line near the corner. Missed it by less than a foot.
Now Sosa in the ball game. Phillies only got 5 hits in the game. He's got 2 of them and 2 extra base hits. And a dazzling play at third base last inning. He's making a play to try to get more playing time for this Phillies ball club.
Justin Crawford, the hitter, and he takes strike 1.
You hit 3-run homers and a couple extra base hits in a game and pick it like a gold glover in the infield, you get more playing time.
We'll see him tomorrow night.
Yeah, you get more playing time. It's an absolute.
Crawford takes inside, the left-handed batter, nothing for 2.
Pat, Cubs stolen bases are powered by Atturo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at Atturo.com.
Fastball missing a little bit high, 2-1. Cubs trying to get even in this series. Trying to move to within 1 game of the 500 mark. And the pitch to Crawford from Webb. Swing and a miss. Nice change. You could tell the batter was out in front. What do you like here, Ron?
Well, I like that same pitch. Crawford way out in front of that changeup. He didn't see it at all. 85-mile-an-hour straight change. I think that was a circle change from Webb.
And the 2-2. Fly ball, left center, pretty well hit, playable. Pete Crow Armstrong makes the catch in deep left center. Tagging and going to third and saved on the play is Sosa. Cubs might want to take another look at that one. It was a close play. It was a great throw by Pete Crow Armstrong from right near the warning track out in deep left center, all the way on the fly to third base.
And they're going to challenge this. Craig Counsell debating as he was waiting.
Chicago is challenging
and they're going to challenge. I thought from just our vantage point, and we're a long ways from third, that the ball beat him to third base. Bregman got a tag down right away. We will see in our monitors here whether or not they got. What a throw, though. Pete threw a strike from the warning track deep in left center. All the way on the fly. Ooh, he might be out.
Watching it again from another angle. Boy, that is close.
I think he's out. He tags him a little high on the shoulder, but I don't know if the hand. I mean, that's really close.
They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. And what are we looking at here, Ron?
I think as they slow this down, I think he is going to be safe by the tips of his fingers. I think this is a good call by the Cubs video group inside.
Sure.
It's so close. Man at third base, you know, to get one quick look at it and have to make a call or two inside. I think this is a good challenge, and you roll the dice.
Very risky move by Edmundo Sosa. No matter if he's safe or out, When you're down by 4 runs and it's this late in the game, you do not take chances like this.
And you got the top of the lineup coming up. That's not a very good play. They're still looking at it.
Here comes the final verdict.
After review, the call in the field is confirmed. The runner is safe.
Safe by a whisker. Good throw by Pete. Love to watch him throw.
All the way in the air and a strike to Bregman.
A runner at third with 1 away. Trey Turner is the batter. Turner without a hit in this game. And he takes a breaking ball outside from Colin Ray. Cubs 7, Phillies 3. Cubs out hitting the Phils 12-5.
And that first out of the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Pop fly fouled out of play. The Cubs RBI men tonight. Nico Hoerner with 3. Alex Bregman with 3. And Ian Happ with 1. So the top of the order, very productive for the Cubs tonight. Here comes the 1-1 to Turner. Lined foul to the seats in left.
As you said, Hoerner 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Bushy on base 4 straight times, a single, 2 walks and a single. Bregman 3 straight times he was on in the middle of the game with 3 ribbies.
Turner takes low, 2-2.
Happer with 2 hits and an RBI. So you're right, top of the lineup, getting it done, driving in big runs.
Webb delivers a little bit high, 3-2. Jacob Webb needs to throw a strike here. On the payoff pitch to Trey Turner. A little looper, shallow right, base hit. Coming in to score on the play, Sosa. Turner with a soft single over the head of Nico Hoerner. And now it's a 7-4 ball game.
Now this is one of those ballparks in a team they're playing against, the Cubs. At, these close games, and then you roll over the top of the lineup. They got some serious boppers at the top of this lineup.
Greg Council's going to make a pitching change. Pitching changes by the Cubs. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs. Cubs lead is 7-4 with 1 away in the bottom of the 8th inning when we come back on The Score and the Northwest.
Red Sox 5-0 in the top of the 6th. Byron Buxton with a solo shot, his second. Rays lead the White Sox 4-3, top of the 6th. Pat?
Okay, Zach, here in Philadelphia, the Cubs lead 7-4. 1 away, bottom of the 8th inning. Caleb Thielbar working on Kyle Schwarber, lefty against lefty. First pitch outside, ball 1. Schwarber tonight, nothing for 3. Struck out twice and grounded out. And the pitch by Thielbar. Looped into shallow center, a base hit. Cor Armstrong gets it back in. Schwarber with a base hit. Now the tying run at the plate with 1 away here in the 8th inning.
Instant replays in this ball game. This strike ball challenge sponsored by Northwest Medicine.
Harper, the potential tying run at the plate. Thielbar, the veteran southpaw, facing the left-handed slugger Harper. Swing and a foul back. 0-1.
First pitch breaking ball to Harper, and he was right on time. Good location by Thielbar, but that tells you that Harper is looking for breaking ball.
Runners take their leads, first and second. And now the 0-1, low and outside.
Manager's challenges he had won this inning. They're taking a second look, second opinion. Always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Thielbar appearing in his 8th game of the year. He is ready and delivers. Fastball, strike 2, call, bullseye.
Good pitch, boy. He painted the outside corner with his best fastball. 94, right on the corner at the knees.
Now he's ahead of Harper, 1-2. Time called by Harper. Pete Crow Armstrong plays Harper slightly toward left center field. Big crowd here in Philadelphia, 37,000 plus. The pitch up and in for a ball, 2-2. Harper quickly backing away, and the helmet flew off of his head. The count now 2-2.
Yeah, pitch was inside, but I think it more shocked Harper than anything else. I don't know if it was quite that close. Yeah, as I see a replay, it was in tight.
Turner the runner at second, Schwarber at first, and the 2-2. Low and away, ball 3. Adolis Garcia is on deck. Three and 2 on Harper. The pitch by Thielbar. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gets in. A fastball near the outside corner, but it came in there at about 95 in a very good spot, Ron.
I don't know who was calling the pitches in that sequence, if Thielbar was calling his own pitches or Kelly, but that's outstanding. That's recognition of Harper sitting on breaking ball and then them buzzing 2 fastballs in the zone on the corner away to get the punch out. Great job by the guys there.
Adolis Garcia takes outside. He's a right-handed batter. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Cubs 7, Phillies 4, bottom of the 8th, 2 down. Runners at first and second. The pitch, fastball, strike. A little surprised that Garcia was not more aggressive on that pitch.
I think ball's coming out of the hand of Thielbar really good. He's back-to-back against Garcia with 2 95-mile-an-hour heaters.
Ball game on the line, 8th inning. Tying run at the plate. Beautiful, warm spring night here in Philadelphia. Runners take their leads. Thielbar to the belt. Garcia will take a strike, and it's 1-2. Ron, what do you like?
I tell you, there's sometimes when you're pitching, it's not always what is your best pitch, for the season, but it's your best pitch of the night. His fastball is his best pitch right now.
Off speed delivery, check swing, no swing, 2-2.
Now that was a good sharp slider. That was down and in. That one had some bite to it going down. I'd go right back to that fastball. Now, if you could paint a fastball away with all these pitches that have been in, and you could hit the outside corner, you'd punch him out.
Garcia waits. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. It's a wild pitch. Over the head of Kelly, back to the screen. Runners advance to second and third, and the count goes to 3-2 on Garcia.
I just think Thielbar on that one, he was rearing back and trying to throw it as hard as he could possibly throw it, and just uncorked one a little high.
So now 2 men in scoring position. Tying run at the plate. 3-2 on Garcia. The pitch by Thielbar. Ball 4, he walked in. Breaking ball was low. Bags loaded. Brandon Marsh due up, but there's going to be a pinch batter instead. Might be Alec Bohm.
Yep, there you go. That's who it is.
Alec Bohm, a right-handed batter with power. Tommy Hotovy heading out to the mound. This is a quick scouting report reminder, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Regarding Bohm.
No doubt. They're going to discuss exactly what Tommy's thinking about how to attack Bohm. Caleb had a little card in his back pocket to kind of take a peek at the report on Bohm also. They'll get their heads together with Carson Kelly, and figure out how they want to attack him. I think so far in today's ball game, now this isn't a generality, today, his best pitch today has been the heater.
He struck out Bryce Harper on that fastball.
Yep. And it's been the fastball to that side of the plate, that inside part to the righty, outside to the lefty, that has been the best pitch he's thrown tonight, or pitch is.
The outfield is deep and straight away against Alec Bohm. Bohm played third base in last night's game and drove in a couple of runs with a sac fly and a ground out. Here's the pitch on the way to Bohm. Breaking ball, strike. Good pitch. 0-1.
Bohm looking for that fastball, and you kind of steal a strike with that breaking ball.
Bohm hitting 155. That's one reason why he was not in the starting lineup. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2, Ron. What are you thinking?
Well, I'd like to gas him up one more time inside. This would not be a strike, though. I think if you throw that fastball in off the plate, Bohm might chase it.
It's 0-2. And the delivery. Swing and a foul back. Bohm took a healthy swing on 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was a good fastball again. Not inside, though. It was in the middle of the plate, but up out of the zone.
Bohm batting for Brandon Marsh. Bases full of Phillies. Cubs lead 7-4, 8th inning, 2 down. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Caleb Thielbar strikes out Alec Bohm, and the inning comes to an end. The Phillies get 1, but they leave 3. We go to the ninth.
Top of the 9th here in Philadelphia. It's the Cubs with a 7-4 lead over the Phillies. The 9th inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Pat?
Left-hander Tanner Banks is the new man on the mound for the Phillies. Banks has appeared in 5 games this year, all in relief. No wins or losses and a 1.59 ERA. Otto Kemp is the new left fielder, replacing Brandon Marsh, who left the game for the pinch batter Alec Bohm. Cubs 7, Phillies 4. Seiya Suzuki leads off the 9th inning and takes a strike. And just thinking about the bottom of the 8th inning that just passed, the Cubs would love to get another couple of runs right now. Suzuki takes low and in, almost hit him.
Great job by Thielbar. How about that, Pat? Coming in, you got to go through Schwarber and Harper, and he did a great job. Schwarber just gets a little soft single, but he got Harper out with a punch out. That was some big pitching by Thielbar.
Here's a little looper, shallow right field. That ball is going to be in there for a base hit. Seiya Suzuki, who was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, will gladly take that little pop fly single.
That little soft single, little inside out swing by Seiya, and dumps that one in the right.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch batter coming up for the Cubs. This is Miguel Amaya. Amaya pinch hitting in this spot. Tanner Banks delivers high and inside for a ball. 1-0. Glancing to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Cubs will have the Phillies will have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in their order. Banks missing inside to Amaya. Amaya feet spread wide apart, wider than shoulder width. And the next offering taken outside, 3-0. Do you green light him here or not?
You know how I feel about that. I'm a yes. I love the idea of coming in and swinging at fastballs, but I also like getting green light on 3-0.
He's taking a strike. He was taking, it appeared, and now he'll be ready to swing nice and easy if he can.
That was a good pitcher's pitch outside corner.
Suzuki leads at first. The pitch to Amaya. That's going to be high for ball 4. Cubs threatening, as they would love to stage a rally that would give them a comfortable lead. This is a dangerous team the Phillies have. They've got a lot of guys that can hurt you. And the batter now is Carson Kelly.
Well, this ballpark and you know, the warm night, you just don't want to take a chance that, you know, you start putting some guys on, and next thing you know, one swing of the bat can tie or give them the game.
Kelly will take a strike. How aggressive are you in this at bat?
I'm aggressive. I think for Carson, I think he's going to be swinging. You really want to drive in a run here if you can.
Kelly 0 for 2 with a pair of walks. Backs away from an inside fastball. 1-1.
Banks has been pretty erratic, though, so far. He's thrown that many strikes. I'm kind of surprised.
2 men on, nobody out, 9th inning. Some of the fans have gone home. 37,426. The announced attendance here in Philly tonight. Now Cub runners at first and second take their leads. The 1-1 fouled away.
Carson frustrated with himself that he didn't do something with that last pitch. A little hanging breaking ball inside. He put a big swing on it and fouled it back.
Cubs lost the series opener last night 13-7, trying to get even here this evening. Leading by 3 in the 9th inning. And the 1-2 pitch from Banks. And Kelly drives one in the air, deep left center. Back goes Crawford, back near the center field fence. That ball is gone. 3-run homer, Carson Kelly. Cubs lead 10-4. It just kept carrying over the 409 sign in the deepest part of left center. Not only did that clear the bases, it might have started to clear out Citizens Bank Ballpark.
What a huge swing of the bat for the Cubs and for Kelly. And if you remember, he got the big hit in the final game of the homestand, the walk-off extra base knock off the right center field wall. And now this one, 3-run bomb to left center. Big swing of the bat.
Fans are leaving in droves. Curveball is in there for a strike to Pete Crow Armstrong. I've heard that and I've said that my whole life. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Zach, what would a drove be, and why are people leaving in droves? Here is a pitch inside for a ball, and I'm not sure why I'm putting the pressure on you to answer that, but I did.
You going to ask your friend?
And where did that originate?
AI?
You're going to love this, Pat.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Here's the one. That's why I asked.
Yeah, according to Merriam-Webster, the term droves is derived from the Old English draft, D-R-A-F, referring to beasts driven in a body. And I don't know what that means, but...
So, I got it now. So, I'm much better now.
So we got the beasts in the story. That's always good to include at least one beast in every good story. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Crow Armstrong. Line in the center field. There's a base hit. Pete Crow Armstrong with his second knock. And the Cubs leading by a score of 10-4 here in the 9th inning. So Zach, is there more, or was that was the extent of droves?
That's really all I have.
It's really disappointing. I'm not criticizing you, Zach, just the actual definition. I thought there would be more. Here's a pitch, and running and taking second uncontested, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure quite why Pete took off for second. 10-4. Phillies playing back.
Dansby Swanson at the plate. Dansby hits a bullet foul down the left field line.
I've got more information. But again, this is not exciting stuff, Pat. Drove originated from the Old English draff, which means a herd, flock, or that which is driven.
I see.
Which is derived from the Germanic root to drive, driven.
I see, and that's why they got the word drove in there.
It primarily refers to a herd of animals being moved, or in modern usage, a large crowd of people moving together.
As in, we drove to the ballpark, and then we drove home.
That hit drove him right out of here.
2 balls and a strike on Dansby Swanson. The lead at second by Pete Crow Armstrong. Cubs lead 10-4. Dansby bangs it foul off to the right and out of play. Now, isn't a guy who moves cattle, isn't he known as a drover? Does that sound right?
That is correct.
You do know where I grew up, right? We didn't have a lot of cattle on the southwest side of Chicago. Only a jewel.
No cattle on the south side.
No.
Here's the 3-2 on the way to Dansby. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3, and that's out number 1 here in the 9th inning. Didn't think I'd be hearing that sentence on Cubs radio tonight. There's no cattle on the south side.
Except a jewel.
Yeah, a jewel. Yeah. They made it there.
Here is Nico. One away, a man at second. Nico drives one in the air, left center. It will not carry. Otto Kemp will make the catch. Otto with a nice palindromic first name. O-T-T-O. Gets it back in. And that's the second out in the inning. And now Michael Busch coming up.
See if Bushy can get him a hit. Here, Bushy had been on base 4 times in this ball game. Want to see him hit a line drive bullet somewhere and get him another knock.
He singled and walked twice. Lefty to lefty. Tanner Banks working on Michael Busch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Some of the fans continue to head for the exits. The droving part of the exodus is over. Here is a one-hop soft line drive to short. Turner will throw to first in time. Cubs get 3, a big 3-run homer by Carson Kelly. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Cubs 10.
888.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Getting set for the bottom of the 9th, Cubs with a 10-4 lead over the Phillies, and a new man on the mound making his Cubs debut. 27-year-old left-hander Ryan Rollison, called up prior to tonight's ball game. He broke into the big leagues last season with Colorado, 31 games, 1-0 with a 7+ ERA. Pat?
He's a big left-hander, Zach. Stands 6'2". Looks like he weighs about 200 pounds as he goes to work on JT Realmuto. Realmuto takes high. Cubs lead 10-4. The Phillies prevailed last night 13-7. So a lot of hitting, a lot of scoring, and some home runs in this series, and we'll be right back out here again tomorrow night. Rollison will deliver a strike to Realmuto.
Rollison last year was in 31 games for Colorado last year.
Here's the pitch on the way. Curveball drops in beautifully for a called strike. Zach points out it's time for the toast of the game, brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot.
Oh, how about the Cubs pitching change? They're sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Well, we get a lot of candidates for the Benny's Toast of the Game ball player today, don't we?
Absolutely. Nico Horner, Alex Bregman, and Carson Kelly, all with 3 RBIs. Fly ball to right center, converging are Suzuki and Crow Armstrong. It's the former to make the catch. Suzuki, the right fielder, grabbed it. And that's out number 1. Here is Bryson Stott. The time of the game brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. Toast of the game. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. And Ron, we always defer to you for that toast of the game. Who do you like?
Well, you got 3 guys on the club with 3 RBIs in the game. You got Kelly, Bregman, and Horner, all with 3 ribbies in the ball game.
Fastball up and in to Stott.
So you could go with them. The other 2 candidates, I love the idea of Martin coming in. That was not easy duty. You're facing 3 of some of the top players in our game.
Yep.
And he got a 1-2-3. And then Colin Ray, he gave up the 3-run homer, but then after that, I think he got out 16 to 17 hitters.
Ground ball to third, backhanded by Bregman. Long throw, not in time. Bregman backhanded that ball and then ran into foul territory and tried to make the throw as he was still moving. It's a very tough throw to make.
Yeah, this little cue shot that stays in fair territory down the third base line. Nothing Bregman could really do. Great effort. No chance.
You can do a number on your shoulder trying to make that throw, too. Here's Edmundo Sosa taking high, ball 1.
I'm going to go with, as our toast of the game ball player from Benny's, I'm going to go with Martin and Colin Ray for 7 innings of very good pitching against a very good Phillies ball club. How about that?
That's a good call. Here comes the 1-0. Check swing, low and inside, no swing. 2-0 on Edmundo Sosa.
Sosa hit that 3-run homer in the second, and then Colin Ray just slammed the door the rest of the night against Philadelphia.
Well, last night the Phillies flexed their muscles, 13 runs on 15 hits. There was a pitch in there for a strike, and they were one of the better offensive teams in all of baseball a year ago. Guys like Schwarber and Harper, Real Muto, Turner. These guys can hit. Here's the 2-1. Bounce to third. Glove by Bregman. Go to second. There's 1. Over to first. There's 2. It's a double play, and the Cubs win the ball game. 5-4-3 and around the horn twin killing. And this series is all even at 1 victory apiece.
Very nice ball game for the Cubs. As we said, that Martin and Ray, throw 7 innings of three-run baseball, 1 swing at a bat, 3 runs scored for Philly. But after that, Colin Ray was just outstanding. Really good job. And then the Cubs offense really did its job tonight. 10 runs in this ball game. So, you figure the starting pitcher of today's game, Aaron Nola, Cubs knocked him out in 5. So you think